Back with another video. It's been a while, but we're back with another one. We're live on YouTube right now. So if you're here and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to your boy. Stop playing around, man. Just go ahead and make it happen. Make sure you drink your water. And let's get to this video. So we are on the Explore Decks tab on Moxfield. Moxfield, hey, if you need somebody to represent you, I got you. Just go ahead and make that happen. And wanted to go through some of the decks and see what's going on in EDH, what people are building. And of course, first commander deck that I see is Smaug. Now, I think I did a video on Smaug saying I don't think Smaug is going to be that good. And I could be wrong. I could be right. But someone by the name of Transbaddie built a bracket for Lesser Smaug a minute ago. And I feel like, hey, while it's here, we'll go ahead and check it out, see what we like about it. And is it yay or nay? And if you want to find out, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And let's go ahead and check this deck list out. All right, so we got Smaug the Impenetrable. That's a wild name to have. I didn't even think about that. Smaug the Impenetrable, flying indestructible haste. Whenever Smaug is dealt non-combat damage, create that many treasure tokens. Now, that ability on its own is pretty cracked. Just taking damage, and he's already indestructible. Make me some treasures, and they're not even tapped. Okay, can't argue. That's pretty good. But how do we assist this strat with a 7-cost commander? Academy Manufactor, of course, it's a given. I take 8 damage. Hey, I make 8 treasures, 8 clues, 8 foods. Need I say more? Big value. Ancient Brass Dragon. This combination of player roll a d20. When you do, put that many target creatures from total mana value X or less from graveyards onto the battlefield and you control, but X is the result. I mean, that ain't too bad. That's not too bad either. Not too bad either. You got Crime Novelist. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact, put a 1-1 counter on it, add a red. Decadent Dragon. I don't think I've even seen this card before. Exile top 2 cards of target opponent's library face down. You may look and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. And then Flying Trample. Whenever it attacks, create a treasure token. Cool. So we're making a lot of treasures. Disciple of the Vault. Disciple of the Vault was from way back when, the Mirrodin days. Whenever artifact is put to a graveyard from play, you may have target opponent lose a life. Who doesn't like to make people lose life? I do, you do, we do, okay? Disciple of the Vault. I haven't seen this card played in like forever. It's crazy. There's so many cards in the game. You've seen some a decade ago, forgot about him, you see him again, and you're like, yo, forgot this card even existed. Ancient Copper Dragon, of course, a Goldspan Dragon, Knuckles, Jury, feels like a given. Ingenuous Artillerist. Whenever one or more artifacts enter the battlefield under control, it deals that much damage to each opponent. So, take a hit, take a big hit, give a big hit back. I rocks with it. Immodane, Hex and Squelcher, of course. You don't want your stuff getting countered. Hellkite Tyrant, of course. Havoc Jester, whenever you sacrifice a permanent, it deals 1 damage to any target. Okay, so I know what we're doing, right? Sack a treasure. Bring a guy, make a treasure. Now, the good thing about this, right? The value that you're going to keep getting out of this. I don't know if they're going to have any type of reduction, but got cards like Academy, even though you're sacking that same treasure just to get some value because you're going to ping Smaug, you're going to make another treasure. So you're going to keep netting food and clues, but a few things that I do see in here, right, that just makes it go off. It just pops off. Marionette Apprentice, of course. Marionette Master's cool. Mayhem Devil. Boom. One of the pieces that just makes the deck go crazy. Whenever a player sacks a permanent, does 1 damage to any target. Now, you can do a lot of crazy things with this, right? You can make some stuff happen with it. Mirkwood Bats. Whenever you create a sacrifices token, each opponent loses a life. Now this is where everyone just dies off. Everyone just dies off here because you take a little combo like this, sacking a permanent, doing 1 damage to the target to make another treasure because you're gonna ping Smaug, sack that treasure back off, rinse, repeat. Infinite combo, everyone dies. Nader's Nightblade, whenever token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life, you gain a life. Once again, the infinite is just gonna happen. Professional Facebreaker, your route can change if you don't have one of these infinite pieces like Mirkwood Bats. Native Nightblade, Havoc Jester, things like that. If you're making all these treasures, you can exile the top until you hit one of these pieces. Then you can kind of go from there, right? Reckless Fireweaver. Artifact control enters. This creature does 1 damage to each opponent. This is one of those ones. Another one of the infinite combat pieces with Havoc Jester. This card's actually pretty good. It has no protection. It's a 5 cost for a 5/5. We don't really care about the body of it. The mana value is a little high, but it's one of those pieces like if it sticks, it might be kind of game over. Smaug the Great Calamity. Spew Flame for 4 in a red. This is expensive. 5 damage to target creature. I mean, I mean, you could, you could spend 5 mana to deal 5 damage, make 5 treasures. You could, but I feel like they could probably be a better piece. Smaug the Magnificent. When he attacks, it does damage equal to the number of treasures you control to any target. Double dipping on the value at the beginning of your upkeep. Create a treasure token. Not bad. Smaug the Wicked. We just having a Smaug party. Or people are saying Smaug. Whenever Smaug enters, create X tapped treasure tokens where X is number. I don't even like this card already. I don't like it already because they come in tapped. No one cares. You're in the cards. Next, Saxville's Baggins. When the Saxville Baggins enters, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card, create a treasure token. Now remember all these clues and foods that you're going to be making from Academy. Sack them right off the Saxville. If you sack a token, target opponent loses life. Not as good because the target opponent, we're trying to go Mirkwood Bats, Native's Nightblade type deal. We're trying to just clear everyone out at one time. Zorn, of course, you're double dipping on treasure creation. We got Blast Act, Chain Lightning, Crackle with Power. Gotta have Crackle with Power. Demonic Tutor, Decimation of Smaug, Diabolic Intent, Dragon's Desire, Exanguate. I gotta find a way to slide this card in my list. It might go in my Vraska list, right? Just to play it. I got some cool arts. I'd like to play him. Imperial Seals, Justice Will, Manigazer, Wheel of Fortune. Oh man, you're just trying to wheel people. Had to squeeze a wheel in. Instance, we got Big Score, Cabal Ritual, Cut, Propulsion. Target creature does damage to itself equal to its power. If that creature has flying, it deals twice that much damage to itself instead. This is pretty cool. So, for 2 in a red, and it's an instant. If someone tries to do something funny, you can respond. Yo, that's 16 damage to it. That's 16 treasures. 16 treasure pieces, huh? Mercury Bats, of course, it's going to see it. Ooh. I like that. This is from Edges of Eternity. So if you see this and you're running Smaug, this is it. Cut, Propulsion. Dark Ritual, Daily Dispute, Demand Answers. These cards are pretty generic here. Fire Covenant. As additional cost to cast the spell, pay X life, deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures. You can do what you want to do with it, blah, blah, blah. Lightning Bolt, Pyretic Ritual, Sealing Song, Self-Destruct, okay, and Wisecrack. Self-Destruct, target creature control deals X damage to any other target and X damage to itself, where X is its power. This Final Fantasy is 1 in the red, and it's an instant. This is not bad. It's crazy that you find these sneaky little pieces that have maybe come out sets before that fit like perfectly with what you're trying to do. Artifacts. So we got a few little things here, huh? Blazing Sunsteel gets +1/+0 for each opponent you have. Whenever creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is a sleeper. 1 in the red, equipped for 4. Hear me out. So what this is telling us, we're gonna go infinite, make an infinite amount of treasures. Whenever the equipped creature is dealt damage, it does that much damage to any other target. As soon as we do damage to Smaug, it's gonna do that much damage to any target. It's gonna target itself. Blaze Steel is still equipped. He's gonna deal it again and again and again and again and again. So let's say, for just hypotheticals, he got gut shot, right? He took one, made a treasure. Now he's gonna deal that one damage to any target, which would be itself. Make another treasure, which will trigger again. And this treasure, just infinite treasures, infinite. Now the only thing that holds this card back, luckily, I'm glad, is equipped 4. But this is an infinite. This is a loop. You would have to run this in the list. Dawnshire, Sunstar Dreadnought. Station, whenever you attack, it deals 100 damage to up to one target creature or planeswalker. Forgot all about this card. Hey, crew this guy to 10. Hey, swing. Just attack. We don't even need combat. Who cares about combat when I can hit my Smaug for 100? For 100 piece McNugget and get 100 treasures and probably do whatever else in the game that I need to do. Okay, sure. Mana Rock. My precious, sacrifice creature, draw 2 cards. Quick creature has hexproof and can't be blocked. Equip, pay 2 life and 2. This is great. This is perfect. Like, imagine having indestructible and hexproof. Wow, 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 wow. Power Shield. All damage that will be dealt to equip creature instead. Of course, swing it. I'm not blocking anything. I promise. I won't block a thing. I'm getting my treasures. Ragnar Signet, Ruben Medallion. Of course, stuff. Enchantments, we have Alchemist Talent, which is pretty good because those treasures, all you got to do is get the level 2. Tap it for 2 mana of any one color. Sure, no problem. But, level 3 is cool if you want to cast anything else, but you probably don't need to cast anything else. When you cast a spell, of mana from a treasure was spent to cast, it does damage equal to that spell's mana value to each opponent. Now, depends on how you set some things up. Maybe you got a Crackle of Power waiting on here. Some you got, Fiery Emancipation. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage to that permanent or player instead. Let's think about this, right? Let's think about this. Lightning Bolt for 3, triple it to 9. Whenever you have, triple it to 9, then you have, what's that equipment? The, see, I don't like math, right? It triples, but I'm pretty sure you can stack it how you want to. But let's do it, just keep it simple. Triples to 9, Blazing Steel, hits, does that much damage to any target. Once that damage hits, that triples as well. That would be 27, and then it would triple again. Fair enough. Paying for all enchant creature you control, whatever this or enters enchanted creature deals damage equal to its power to any other target, which would probably be itself. Whatever enchanted creature is dealt damage that much damage to each opponent. You're just blowing people out. You're literally puzzle piece. You just blow everybody out. Reign of Riches, Revel in Riches. I love this card. I wish I could find more lists to run Revel in Riches in. And then we have there and back. Up to one target creature can't block for as long as you control there and back again. The ring tempts you. Search the library for a mountain card, put it into the battlefield, and shuffle. And they create Smaug, a legendary 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying and haste. And when this creature dies, create 14 treasure tokens. Wow. So I'm gonna create him, and then I'm gonna use one of my pieces like Deadly Dispute and sacrifice it, and then I'm gonna draw 2 cards, and I'm gonna make a total of 15 treasure tokens. I mean, you can't go wrong. That's straight value. 30 lands. 30 lands would scare me, but knowing what the deck wants to do, I ain't even mad. Cool pieces that I would include in the list if I had a Smaug, but I don't have a Smaug. I love the combination of Havoc Jester. Haven't even seen this card. Didn't even know this card existed. But the card is cool. Of course, it combos with so much. Mirkwood Bats, Nader's Nightblade. is always cool. Making a whole bunch of treasures, you can completely just play the game differently. You can force feed yourself to draw cards because you could be making clues. If you have Academy out, you can use those treasures and exile the top of your library for a professional face breaker just to see cards. You can knuckles so many things. Just make a whole bunch of treasures and to see if you could win this way with having 30 or more artifacts. I like honestly how very like simplistic this deck is built. And at the same time, there's literally so many routes that you can go with winning. Like if you want to take the chance and win with the Knuckles route, you could. If you wanted to just make infinite treasures and just drain everyone on the table with Mirkwood Bat, you could. If you just wanted to make infinite amount of treasures and literally just cast everything from your hand and then exile everything with professional facebreaker, you could. Like the lines are simple, right? But the lines are cool. The biggest thing is hopefully drawing the ramp and stuff that you need to get Smaug out as early as possible. Find a piece that can do damage to him, and I think from there it's not too bad, right? Um, Biggest thing, I don't know why Fake Your Own Death is in here, unless you're saving it for maybe some of your other creatures on the board, maybe like your Mirkwood, like your puzzle pieces that you need. Um, but I don't know. That's something that we'd have to see. Disciple of the Vault is definitely a cool piece that I would just, I would just make a whole bunch of treasures and just sack all of them and just be like, oh, here you go, like Disciple of the Vault. Here you go. You could do some crazy shenanigans like Ozal could have been in here as well. Like the value Ozal gives you with firebending just to have mana and things like that. I mean, you can crack all your treasures, pool a whole bunch of mana, and just sit it there, right? I don't know. There's a lot of routes that I like with this deck. Didn't think that I would because I just felt like 7 mana in Rakdos, but he has protection. He's indestructible, which is cool, right? There are pieces to keep him safe. Hex and Squelcher. You got I think Champion's Helm would actually be really good in here too. But you got Pariah Shield. So if your opponents do want to swing, you're gonna get value regardless. Blazing Sunsteel. This card is pretty cool. I see why it's $10. Just to infinitely loop damage onto your commander and make infinite amount of treasures, do whatever you need to do is pretty cool indeed. But other than that, Smog might pass the test, right? Would I play him? I think if I had him, I might would give him a shot. I would probably honestly follow a lot of this list because he Transbaddie hasn't figured out $3,000 list. Not too bad. 27 creatures, 12 sorceries, 13 instants. Not bad. I think the list is cool, honestly, and it's pretty low to the ground. I was a little skeptical, but it is pretty low to the ground. A lot of twos, a lot of threes. If we go to the numbers, got a hyper geometric calculator. Oh my god. We have yeah, our curve sits at 2, over 20 cards. Sixes and sevens, you got 4 permanents at 6, 3 at 7. I don't think this is honestly too bad, right? So if we went ahead and we do a test and do a little testy test real quick, huh? Let's do a little test. See how it's gonna look on my screen. Alright, cool. Let's do a little test. We got 3 swamps, we got the fire crystal in hand, we got Dragon Skull, Summit, Cabal Ritual, and Mirkwood Bats in hand. Let me turn off. Let me turn off the cam real quick. Let's turn off the cam. Boom. Let's test this real quick. Alright, cool. We're gonna go ahead and draw. We're gonna play Swamp. And then we'll go to the next turn. We should go Dragon Skull Summit. Now we could go ahead and run out Marionette Apprentice. Running out to the board. Get it here. Next turn. untap. Boom. We had a. We don't care about the server. We're fine. Nothing we could do right now. We could push a turn, but we need to get the most out of this. All right. Next turn. Boom. Grim Monolith. Now the thing is, what's kind of sucks right now, we don't have the double red that would help reduce the cost with Fire Crystal, getting Fire Crystal out. But while we're at it, we could just go ahead and run Grim Monolith. That puts us at 5. Now the thing is, are we patient? Right? We can say the opponent has blah 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 X amount of artifacts. They got a Soul Ring. They got Arcane Signet, a couple treasures, whatever out. The crappy part about this right now is that we could dig now, wait a turn, but we'd have to wait. I don't like having to wait. So let's tap 4, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna go ahead and run the shield out, but it just feels so bad. It feels like we're literally behind. Still stuck on lands. It's not a good feeling. We'll instep. We'll just untap. We'd unstep this. Gonna turn. Smoldering Marsh. Alright, cool. Now, do we say we blocked, blah blah blah. We'll leave Man and Apprentice there. So the biggest thing now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'd run out our commander and hope. I think Smaug is the commander you don't even swing with unless you're killing somebody. You literally leave him up the block with. It's like, who's gonna swing into your Smaug? Probably nobody. You know. You say all goes well. We untap. Grim is still here. We draw into Cabal Coffers. Now we can get a little bit of value here. So we would tap for 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 black. Use 3 of it to equip. And then now we kind of just sit around maybe. But I don't know. We got 1, 2, 3 floating. I don't know. We do have 1 floating, right? I don't know. It seems okay. Like, it's a lot of little pieces that have to set up. Now, the biggest thing that kind of sucks, we didn't see more land. We didn't see lands as early as we wanted to, which is fine. It happens. It's just, it is what it is. But I think overall, the deck might be fun. I don't know. But shout outs to Transbaddie for the deck list. Makes me actually want to, and I'll go ahead and give a follow as well. Bing. Yeah. But honestly, the deck list is pretty cool. I think it would. I think it's pretty cool. We'd have to. We'd have to get our own copy, kind of build it out and see how it does, and then see how it goes. Make a few tweaks. Definitely, probably if I had to critique anything, I have to add maybe 3 or 4 more lands because that was feeling real sketchy. Not having, hitting my lands on curve. But other than that, I think the deck list is super cool. If you want to give it a shot, I will probably leave the link down in the description below. If you want to just give this shell a shot and to kind of plug and play pieces if you don't have everything, you can always do that. And you could also proxy. So keep that in mind. But anyway, I'm out of here. Y'all take it easy. See you in the next video.